Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing really well. Welcome to Silver Narratives, a channel where we do more than just teach English. Here, we help you grow, think better, and become a stronger version of yourself. Today's video is very special because we are going to talk about a book that has deeply influenced my life and the lives of millions of people around the world. If you understand this book properly and try to apply its lessons step by step, it can truly change the direction of your life. People often say that a good book is worth millions of dollars, and there is a powerful reason behind this. An author spends years, sometimes an entire lifetime, learning, making mistakes, facing failures, and finally achieving success. All those life experiences, lessons, and insights are then shared with you in just one book. Think about it for a moment. If you had the chance to sit with a very successful person and listen to their life story, their struggles, and their advice, wouldn't that be life-changing? A book gives you that same opportunity. It allows you to learn directly from the greatest minds in the world, without ever meeting them. In this video series, I will explain this book in very simple English, with clear examples and deep but easy explanations. My goal is not only to help you understand the ideas, but also to motivate you to use them in your daily life. Books are not just about gaining information, they are about transformation. The lessons in this book can change the way you think, the way you act, and the way you see yourself and the world around you. As I have mentioned before, successful people read regularly. They know that books shape mindset, build knowledge, and open new doors in life. That is why I encourage you to subscribe to Silver Narratives. Here, you will improve your English step by step, and at the same time, you will develop a strong, positive, and successful mindset. The book we are starting today is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. In this series, I will guide you through all 7 habits, one by one, in an easy and practical way. Let's begin our journey with the first habit, Habit 1, be proactive. This habit is the true foundation of success because it teaches one powerful idea: you are responsible for your own life. Many people spend their lives only reacting to situations. When something goes wrong, they blame others. When they fail, they complain. When life becomes difficult, they feel helpless and give up. But successful people think differently. They take control of their lives. They understand that they cannot control everything that happens to them, but they can always control how they respond to every situation. In life, there are mainly 2 types of people: reactive people and proactive people. Reactive people always look for excuses. If they fail an exam, they say, "The teacher didn't teach properly." If they don't get a promotion, they say, "My boss is unfair." If they feel unhappy, they say, "Life is unfair." They believe that life controls them and they have no power to change anything. Because of this thinking, they stay stuck and frustrated. Proactive people, on the other hand, take full responsibility for their actions and results. If they fail an exam, they honestly say, "I didn't study enough. I need to work harder." If they don't get a promotion, they think, "I need to improve my skills and show my value." If they feel unhappy, they ask themselves, "What can I do to improve my situation?" They focus on solutions, not excuses, and that mindset slowly changes their life. Let's understand this with a simple example. Imagine 2 friends, James and Daniel. James wakes up late every day, spends time scrolling on social media, and then rushes to work. One day, he gets stuck in traffic and blames the traffic for being late. When his boss scolds him, he becomes angry and frustrated. Daniel, however, wakes up early, exercises, and leaves for work on time. Even if there is traffic, he stays calm because he knows he planned well. Who do you think will succeed in the long run? Daniel, because he is proactive. He does not allow external situations to control his emotions or his future. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? First, stop blaming others. The moment you stop blaming your parents, teachers, boss, or society, you take your power back. Second, take responsibility for your choices and results. Whatever happens, ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? And finally, control your reactions. You may not control what people say or do, but you always control how you respond. This simple shift in thinking can completely change your life. If you truly start practicing this habit, you will slowly notice a powerful change in your life. Habit 2 is begin with the end in mind. This habit teaches you the importance of having a clear vision for your life. Simply put, if you don't know where you are going, how will you ever reach success? Life without direction is like traveling without a destination. You keep moving, but you don't know why or where you will end up. Think about a simple road trip. Would you start driving without knowing your destination? Of course not. You would first decide where you want to go, then plan your route, check the map, and make sure you are moving in the right direction. But in real life, many people don't do this. They wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, sleep, and repeat the same routine every day. Years pass, but they never stop to ask, where is my life going? Stephen Covey, the author of this book, says something very powerful: everything is created twice. First, it is created in the mind, and then it is created in reality. Before a house is built, an architect draws a blueprint. Before a business starts, the founder imagines it. In the same way, before success appears in your life, it must first be clear in your mind. Success always begins with a vision. Take the example of Cristiano Ronaldo. When he was just a young boy, he told his mother, "One day, I will be the best footballer in the world." At that time, it was only a thought, a vision in his mind. But he held on to that vision and worked every single day with discipline and focus. Today, the world knows the result. His success was first created in his mind, long before it appeared on the football field. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? First, define your goals clearly. Ask yourself what you really want. Do you want to become a doctor, an entrepreneur, a writer, or a confident English speaker? Be specific. Second, visualize your success. Spend a few minutes every morning imagining yourself achieving your goals. Feel it, see it, believe it. Third, make decisions based on your vision. If something does not move you closer to your goal, do not waste your time and energy on it. Now, imagine something deeper. Picture yourself at your own funeral, and people are talking about your life. What do you want them to say about you? Do you want them to say that you were hardworking, kind, honest, and successful? Or do you want them to say that you wasted your potential? Your answer to this question will clearly show you what kind of life you need to start creating today. When you practice this habit, your life gains clarity, purpose, and direction. Now let's move to habit 3, put first things first. Imagine you have a glass jar and on the table there are big rocks, small pebbles, sand, and water. Your task is to fit everything into the jar. This simple image will help us understand one of the most important lessons about priorities and time management in life. If you start by pouring the water and sand into the jar first, and then try to add the small pebbles, you will quickly see that there is no space left for the big rocks. But when you place the big rocks first, then add the pebbles, then the sand, and finally pour in the water, everything fits perfectly. This simple example explains a deep truth about life and success. In this example, the big rocks represent the most important things in your life: your health, your family and relationships, your dreams, your values, and your personal growth. These are the things that truly shape your future. The pebbles represent things that matter but are not the top priority, such as your job, money, and daily responsibilities. The sand and water represent small distractions: endless scrolling on social media, unnecessary gossip, overthinking, and spending time on activities that do not help you grow. Most people fill their lives with sand and water first. They spend hours on their phones, watch too much television, worry about other people's opinions, and chase short-term pleasure. By the time they think about their health, their dreams, or their relationships, there is no time or energy left. Life feels busy, but nothing meaningful is moving forward. Highly successful people do the opposite. They put the big rocks first. They consciously decide what truly matters and give it priority. This is where understanding the difference between urgent and important becomes very powerful. In life, there are urgent but not important tasks: replying to every message immediately, attending unnecessary meetings, or doing things just because others expect you to. These tasks feel urgent, but they do not improve your life in the long run. Then there are important but not urgent tasks: exercising, spending quality time with family, reading, learning new skills, and working quietly on your dreams. These things do not shout for attention, but they shape your future. Most people spend their lives reacting to urgent things. If the phone rings, they answer. If someone asks for a favor, they stop everything. They live in reaction mode. Successful people think differently. They plan their priorities. They schedule time for exercise, reading, learning, and self-improvement. They protect this time because they understand that if they don't put the big rocks first, life will fill their time with distractions. By practicing this habit, you begin to control your time instead of letting time control you, and that is a major step toward a focused, meaningful, and successful life. They focus on what truly makes a real difference in life. Imagine two brothers, John and David. John wakes up in the morning and the first thing he does is check his phone. He starts replying to messages, scrolling through Instagram, and watching random videos. Before he even realizes it, 1 full hour is gone. He feels busy, but he has achieved nothing meaningful. David, on the other hand, wakes up and immediately focuses on his goals. He exercises, reads a few pages of a book, and spends at least 30 minutes learning a new skill. He begins his day with purpose and intention. Now think about 1 year later. Who do you believe will be more successful? The answer is clear: David. He put first things first. John stayed busy all day, but he was not productive. He kept reacting to life instead of directing it. David, however, focused on the things that truly mattered, and those small daily choices slowly changed his future. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? Start by writing down your big rocks. What are the most important things in your life right now? Your health, your dreams, your family, your personal growth. Make a clear list. Then schedule these things first. Do not leave important matters for later, because later often never comes. If you don't protect your priorities, life will fill your time with distractions. Learn to say no. If something does not help you move closer to your goals, remove it from your life. When you truly master this habit, you become focused, disciplined, and unstoppable. Now let's move to habit 4, think win-win. Most people live with a scarcity mindset. They believe that life is a competition, and if someone else wins, they must lose. When others succeed, they feel jealous or insecure. But highly effective people think differently. They believe in win-win, meaning success can be shared. One person's success does not reduce your chances of success. Think about sunlight. If one person enjoys the sun, does that mean there is less sunlight for others? Of course not. Think about knowledge. If you learn something and share it with others, do you lose that knowledge? No, you often understand it even better. The world is full of opportunities for those who think with an abundance mindset. There are 3 main types of people in this world. First are win-lose people. They want to win at any cost, even if others must fail. Fairness does not matter to them, only their own success does. Second are lose-win people. They always sacrifice themselves for others. They allow people to take advantage of them and never stand up for what they deserve. Finally, there are win-win people. These people believe in mutual success. They help others grow, share opportunities, and build relationships where everyone benefits. Imagine you are working on a group project. With a win-lose mindset, you try to take all the credit, do everything alone, and refuse to share responsibility. Your teammates feel unmotivated, and the project suffers. But with a win-win mindset, you encourage your team, divide tasks fairly, and support one another. Everyone feels valued, and the final result becomes stronger. This way of thinking builds trust, cooperation, and long-term success. When everyone feels appreciated, the project naturally becomes a success. Now ask yourself, which approach creates better results in the long run? The answer is clear: win-win. People who think win-win build strong relationships, powerful networks, and lasting success. A win-win boss helps employees grow, so they remain loyal and motivated. A win-win business owner focuses on serving customers, and the business grows naturally. A win-win leader creates opportunities for others, and in return, earns respect and influence. Selfish people may win for a short time, but in the long run, they lose trust, support, and relationships. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? First, stop competing with everyone. Life is not a race where only one person can win. There is enough success, money, and opportunity for everyone. Second, look for mutual benefits in every situation. Instead of thinking, "How can I win?" ask yourself, "How can we both win?" Third, support others genuinely. When you help others grow, you also grow. The world is not a battlefield, and life is not about winners and losers. It is about creating situations where everyone benefits. When you develop a win-win mindset, you build stronger relationships, greater success, and a more meaningful life. Now let's move to habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. One of the biggest reasons people fail in relationships, business, and even family life is simple: they don't truly listen. Most people do not listen to understand, they listen to reply. While someone else is speaking, they are already thinking about their own opinion, their response, or how to prove they are right. As a result, they never fully hear what the other person is trying to say. Highly successful people act differently. They first try to understand others deeply before expressing their own views. This habit is extremely powerful. Imagine a doctor who gives medicine without first diagnosing the problem. A patient says, "Doctor, I have pain," and the doctor immediately gives random medicine without asking questions or understanding the cause. That would be dangerous. Yet, this is exactly how many of us communicate in daily life. We judge before understanding. We give advice before listening. We assume we already know the truth without hearing the full story. Because of this, misunderstandings increase, relationships break, and people feel ignored and unvalued. When you truly listen with the intention to understand, you create trust, respect, and deeper connections. This habit alone can transform the way you communicate and the quality of your relationships. There are 4 different levels of listening, and understanding them can completely change the way you communicate with others. The first is ignoring listening. At this level, you pretend to listen, but your mind is somewhere else. You may nod your head or say yes, but you are distracted and not truly present. The second is selective listening. Here, you only hear the parts that interest you and ignore the rest. You listen just enough to reply, not enough to understand. The third is attentive listening. At this level, you hear the words clearly, but you still miss the emotions behind them. You understand what is being said, but not how the other person feels. The fourth and highest level is empathic listening. This is deep listening. You don't just hear words, you understand feelings, emotions, and the other person's perspective. This is the level where real connection happens. Most people only reach level 2 or 3. But if you want to be truly effective in life, relationships, and leadership, you must practice empathic listening. Let's understand this with a powerful example. Imagine a teenage boy comes home from school and says, "I hate school. I want to drop out." Most parents immediately react. They say things like, "That's ridiculous. You must study. Stop being lazy. You don't understand life." They react with fear and anger, but they never ask why the child feels this way. Now imagine a parent who practices habit 5. Instead of reacting, they respond calmly and say, "I can see that you're really upset. Help me understand what's going on." Suddenly, the child feels safe and heard. He opens up and says, "I'm being bullied. I feel alone. I don't understand what the teacher is explaining." Now the real problem is clear. Instead of shouting and arguing, there is understanding and connection. The parent can now help in a meaningful way. This is the true power of listening. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? Start by listening with the intention to understand, not to reply. The next time someone talks to you, stop preparing your answer in your head. Just listen. Try to see the situation from their point of view. Ask yourself, how do they feel? Why do they think this way? Ask deeper questions instead of giving quick advice. Say things like, "Tell me more, what do you mean, or how did that make you feel?" When you start listening with your heart, not just your ears, your relationships begin to change. People trust you more. They feel respected and understood. They open up to you. And over time, you become a person of influence, someone people feel safe talking to. Now let's move to habit 6, synergize. This habit is the secret behind unstoppable teams, strong relationships, and truly extraordinary success. Synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. In simple words, when people work together in the right way, the result is far better than what each person could achieve alone. Imagine two people trying to move a large, heavy rock. If they push separately, they may struggle and fail. But if they push together, at the same time and in the same direction, the rock moves much more easily. That power of working together is called synergy. Many people fail to practice this habit because they want to do everything on their own. They believe, if I want something done right, I have to do it myself. They don't trust others. They think no one can do the job as well as they can. This way of thinking is very limiting. Highly successful people understand that teamwork is not weakness, it is strength. They know that when the right people come together, extraordinary things become possible. There are 3 types of people in the world. First are dependent people. These people rely on others for everything. They wait for help, blame others when things go wrong, and never fully take control of their lives. Second are independent people. These people are strong, confident, and responsible. They can stand on their own feet, but they often believe they don't need anyone else. Third are interdependent people. These people are both strong and cooperative. They take responsibility for themselves, but they also know how to work with others, share ideas, and create results that are bigger than any single person. Most people believe independence is the final goal. But true success comes from interdependence. Think about building a house. If you try to do everything alone, it may take years and still not be perfect. But when experts work together, an architect, a plumber, an electrician, a carpenter, the house is built faster, stronger, and better. This is synergy in action. Synergy is also the reason great companies exist. Steve Jobs did not build Apple alone. Elon Musk does not build rockets alone. Behind every great success story, there is a strong team working together toward a shared vision. So how can you apply this habit in your own life? Start by working with people who complement your strengths. If you are good at ideas but weak at execution, partner with someone who is good at action. Learn to respect different opinions and perspectives. Do not see differences as problems, see them as opportunities to learn and grow. When you practice synergy, you unlock a level of success that is impossible to reach alone. See differences as strengths, not problems. When someone has a different opinion, don't fight it, learn from it. Always think win-win. The strongest partnerships are built when both people grow, benefit, and succeed together. The most successful people in the world never try to do everything alone. They build strong teams, powerful partnerships, and meaningful relationships. The moment you learn how to work effectively with others, you will achieve far more than you ever could by yourself. Now we come to habit 7, sharpen the saw. Imagine you are a woodcutter whose job is to cut trees every day. At the beginning, your saw is sharp, and cutting trees feels easy. But over time, the saw becomes dull. You push harder, work longer, and feel more tired, yet the work becomes slower and more difficult. What should you do? You have 2 choices. 1. Keep struggling with a dull saw and exhaust yourself. 2. Stop for a while, sharpen the saw, and then continue working with much less effort. Most people choose the first option. They keep working, struggling, and pushing themselves without ever stopping to renew themselves. Habit 7 is about self-renewal. It teaches us that to keep growing and winning in life, we must take care of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. True success is not about working non-stop, it is about staying balanced, strong, and refreshed. To sharpen the saw, Stephen Covey talks about 4 key areas of renewal. First is physical renewal, taking care of your body. Your body is your most important tool. If you don't take care of it, everything else in your life suffers. Think of your body like a car. If you never change the oil, never check the tires, and never maintain it, one day the car will break down. The same thing happens to your body. To sharpen your body, exercise regularly. You don't need a gym, walking, stretching, or simple movement is enough. Eat healthy food, because food is fuel. Junk food slows your body and mind. Sleep well, because rest is not a waste of time, it is a recharge. A weak body leads to low energy, a tired mind, and poor results. Take care of your body, and it will support your success. Second is mental renewal, feeding your mind. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant good seeds, knowledge, positive thoughts, and wisdom, you will grow something beautiful. But if you ignore it, weeds like negativity, fear, and ignorance will grow instead. Many people stop learning after school. They stop reading, stop questioning, and stop improving their thinking. Then they wonder why they feel stuck. To sharpen your mind, read books. Every book is like a mentor sharing years of experience. Learn new skills, because the world is changing fast. Stay curious and question your beliefs. Never assume you know everything. The more you invest in your mind, the brighter your future becomes. Third is emotional renewal, strengthening relationships, and inner peace. No matter how successful you are, if your relationships are weak, your life will feel empty. Humans need connection, love, and understanding. Sadly, many people today are more connected to screens than to people. To sharpen your emotions, spend quality time with your loved ones. Don't wait for the right time. Forgive and let go of past pain, because holding grudges only hurts you. Surround yourself with positive people and stay away from those who constantly drain your energy. A peaceful heart creates a strong and joyful life. Fourth is spiritual renewal, connecting with your purpose and values. This does not mean religion only, it means understanding why you are here and what truly matters to you. When life becomes busy, people often forget their purpose. They chase money, status, and approval, but feel empty inside. To sharpen your spirit, take quiet time for reflection. Ask yourself meaningful questions about your life. Connect with your values, your beliefs, and your inner self. When your actions align with your purpose, you feel peace, strength, and direction. Habit 7 reminds us that success is not a one-time achievement, it is a lifelong process. When you regularly sharpen your body, mind, heart, and spirit, you don't just work harder, you work smarter, live better, and grow stronger every day. Success is not only about money, fame, or big achievements. True success is also about purpose, meaning, and inner peace. Have you ever seen people who are rich and powerful, yet unhappy and confused? That happens when someone achieves everything on the outside but forgets their inner purpose. A successful life feels empty if it has no meaning. So how do you sharpen your spirit? Start by spending time in silence. Slow down. Reflect on your life, You can meditate, pray, or simply sit quietly and think. Do the things that give your life meaning, helping others, creating something valuable, or making a positive difference. Most importantly, stay true to your values. Don't lose yourself while chasing success. When your spirit is strong, no challenge, failure, or hardship can break you. This is why habit 7 is the ultimate success habit. Imagine the best smartphone in the world with a dead battery. No matter how advanced it is, it becomes useless. The same is true for you. You may have big dreams, big goals, and big plans, but if your energy is low, your mind is exhausted, and your motivation is gone, you won't move forward. Sharpening the saw keeps your energy high, your mind clear, and your spirit strong. It is the secret to long-term success. Now, let's briefly review all 7 habits. First, be proactive, take full responsibility for your life. Second, begin with the end in mind, have a clear vision of your future. Third, put first things first, focus on what truly matters. Fourth, think win-win, build success that benefits you and others. Fifth, seek first to understand, then to be understood, listen deeply before speaking. Sixth, synergize, work with others to create something greater. Seventh, sharpen the saw, keep renewing, learning, and improving yourself. These habits are not quick tricks or shortcuts. They are a blueprint for an extraordinary life. If you apply them consistently, you won't just become successful, you will become a leader, an inspiration, and a person of strong character. Most people live on autopilot. They complain about life but never change their actions. But you are different. You have a choice. You can stay where you are, making excuses. Or you can apply these habits daily and build a life full of success, happiness, and purpose. The decision is yours. If you are ready to transform your life, don't wait. Start today. Start now. Your future self is waiting for you.